Okay, this next story is called The Spaceship. But first I want to say that I can't remember but two experiences that I had from the time I was in about first grade until after I graduated from high school. Once I entered first grade, my mother was very adamant that I took all kinds of lessons. So I was in dancing lessons, I was taking dramatic lessons back then. I think that's a funny name. I was also, by this time, I was involved in some of the plays over at the theater, so I was very busy with that. And then I was a cheerleader in grade school, and so there were a lot of school activities now, and I was very busy. So I didn't have a lot of these experiences like I did when I was really little. But I had two, and I'll share those with you. When I was about, I think I was about 11 or 12 years old, and I was of the babysitting age, and my brother had two little girls at this time, and they were just little whippets. And I used to babysit for them, and one day I was babysitting for them one afternoon, and the children were asleep, and I was trying to find something to read or something to occupy my time, and I found this old mail. It was old, it wasn't old then, but it was a Reader's Digest, and I was thumbing through it. I thought at least I would find the jokes and read those, but this article caught my eye, and it was about a UFO. And I think it's that old Betty and Barney Hill story. The story where this couple recounts this alien abduction onto this spaceship. So I sat there and I read the article, and I was interested in it, although I thought it was a little far-fetched. I had read some things in the paper about UFO sightings, but I had never had first-hand experience with that, and wasn't sure if that was really real or not real. So the children got up, I fixed a snack, my brother came home, my sister-in-law came home, they took me back to my house, and that was that. But sometime not too long after I'd read that story, I was in my own living room. By this time, by the way, we had moved back to the house on Ray Avenue because it was now closer to my first grade school, my primary school, and then the junior high school, and high school was just up the street. Anyway, I was sitting in the living room watching television, our black and white television. Mother was in the bathroom off the kitchen taking a bath. I could hear her splashing around in there. And I was watching a TV program. And all of a sudden, the television went just snowy and staticky. And that's all that's all that you could see on the TV. And it was a little perplexing to me because there was no storm activity outside. It wasn't raining or anything like that. It was a beautiful, clear night. So I thought that was funny, and I got up. This was before clickers. I got up and I changed the channels to all 5 channels that were available back then, and all 5 channels were snowy and staticky. So I just kind of shrugged my shoulders, and I started walking out in the kitchen to get a glass of water. And as I'm walking out into the kitchen, I'm thinking, ooh, I wonder if there's a spaceship outside. And I laughed at myself because of this article I read. I get into the kitchen, I get a glass out of the cabinet, I turn the spigot on, fill my glass with water, and as I'm drinking the water, you know, my eyes are coming up like this, and I'm looking out the kitchen window, and I see something, and I put the glass down, and I look out, and it's dark outside. I see this huge blimp-like thing hovering in the backyard about 30 feet off the ground. It's taking up almost our entire backyard. There's no lights flashing, there are no little funny men coming and going out of this thing, but there's this enormous oval, looks like the Goodyear blimp, and it's gray. And I thought, oh my God, this can't be real. This is because I read that story about the spaceship. This is not real. And so I thought, okay, I'm sitting here and I'm standing here and I'm seeing this thing, but it's not real. So what do I do here? So I made a deal with myself. I said, if I shut my eyes really tight, and then if I open them up again, this thing's going to be gone. And if it's still there, then I'll believe that I'm seeing it. So I shut my eyes really tight, and I did that for just a few moments. I open my eyes and I go, oh my God, it's still there. So I think, oh my God, what is this? So I made another deal with myself. If I rub my eyes really hard, and just kind of open my eyes and then look out the window, then it's going to be gone. And this is all, I can just chalk this up to what my mother has always said, my imagination. So I rubbed my eyes really, really hard, and I opened my eyes and I looked out the window, and my God, it's still there. But just like that, I heard the TV come back on, and I looked back over my shoulder and I could see the picture had come back on and the sound came back on, and I looked back outside and the thing is gone. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to let this go. So I went back into the living room, I sat down, enjoyed my program, and here comes the snow and the static again. So I sit there and I think, okay, now what am I going to do? Am I going to go out there and see this thing again? By this time I can hear that my mother's finished with her bath and the water's going down the drain. I walk out into the kitchen, I walk up to the kitchen window, I look outside, and my God, the thing is there again. So I have a decision to make. Maybe this is going to be this time. I mean, this isn't a dead great-grandmother. This isn't a big black bird. This isn't anything like that. This is real. This thing is real in the backyard. So I thought, I'm going to get my mom out here so that we can finally see something together and somehow have a connection there. So I said, Mom, come out here. And she said, Kim, I'm in here taking a bath. And I said, I know, but please come out here. You need to come out here right now. I have to show you something. And so she very begrudgingly came out in her towel. And she said, what? And I said, come look at this. And she said, what? And I said, come here, look out the window and look at this thing. So she walked over to the kitchen sink, and just as she stepped up to the sink to look out, here comes the TV back on again. And the TV's fine, and the thing is gone. Oh my God, here I am again. I'm the only one that can see this thing. I know she would have seen it, and I know she wanted to see it, because she said to me, what's out here? What am I looking at? And I said, well, it's gone now. And she said, well, what was it? You know, like, here we go again. And I said, well, it was a big blimp. And I told her what it looked like. And she said, well, where was it? And she was interested. She was asking questions instead of scolding me and telling me that here we go again. So I knew that she was interested, and I knew that she really, really, really wanted to see this. It's just, it was bad timing at the very least. But I will speak more of this. I've never seen another UFO again. I've never seen anything like this again. It was quite real. There's no doubt in my mind that it was there. But I'll talk about this maybe from a different perspective in stories to come. So as I've said before, thanks for watching.